Good morning, WISER Nation. Welcome and thank you for being here this lovely 9th of December. We are here. I don't know how people are able to start dropping comments before we go live. I'm not able to understand that yet. I need to find out how that's happening. How are we? How are you? Where are you this morning? I am in the Hamatani city of Abuja. I came in yesterday. I have some work to do here till tomorrow. Well, I might leave on Saturday morning. How are we? Good to see you. Hope you're well. Hope you're strong. Yesterday, I got one testimonial that was so encouraging to me. I was just so blessed by it, and I asked for permission to share it this morning, and she said, "Oh yes, please, but don't share my name," which is just okay. Port Harcourt, we don't have season anymore, Abi. Around maybe about the end of January or so, we'll now have some Hamatan, just a little. So let me read this to you. Beautiful evening to you, ma'am. It's been an amazing morning session since the 1st of December. I have seriously moved from one stage to the other. I was afraid of taking steps, but after your teaching, I was able to take a step. I was offered a job recently. I had the skills and I needed an upgrade to be relevant in that field of my services. I don't have money for the training, but I didn't know how the teacher will react. So I took the bold step to meet with the tutor and talked with her despite the cost. I pleaded to pay in installments and she accepted. Secondly, I have been planning to buy a board for myself lately to aid me in my skills. I didn't have complete money, but after that teaching, I reached out to the seller and I paid twice. I will be receiving my board today, which is today. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. My fears are disappearing. I am taking steps. I read this and I was so happy. Like, oh my gosh, you know how it's like see someone's life changing. This is how she has started taking little steps and she will take bigger steps toward getting that better life, doing those things she really wants on her terms. Many of us have not been able to negotiate on our terms. We want certain things, but we can't ask for what we want yet, or we've not asked for what we want yet. And some of these decisions are not even financial. Some of them are just try. Yesterday evening, myself and my friend were driving out of the Hilton. We had come in through the Congress Hall gates, and they'd given us our, what do you call it? Not teal, what do you call it? Docket, our docket, or what? The receipt, your ticket, yes, your parking ticket. So when it was time to leave, we went to validate the ticket, and the guy asked, "Oh, from Congress Gate, right?" We said yes. So we were not sure if that meant we couldn't use the other gate, which was much closer to where we parked and easier for us to drive out. So we're like, well, since he said Congress Gate, maybe we should just drive all the way to Congress Gate. But we're like, we won't know except we try. So we just drove to the gate close to us and they accepted the ticket and we moved out. I was like, in this life, until you try, you just don't know the strength to believe in that thing you want enough to even just try. They've told you, oh, the shortlisting is over. Don't take everything to say, oh, they said it's over. Don't always be politically correct. Oh, yes, we heard the shortlisting is done, but I'm still going to try to see if I'll get in. And then you might get in and say, okay, we have 3 more slots, but we didn't want to make it public just in case people like you come. Okay. And so you're not bribing, you're not cheating. It's official. They just didn't want to make it public. Are you with me? Just try, Sha. Just make a move. Make a move. Make the move right now, baby. So good morning, everybody. Good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Let's jump into our discussion for this morning, which is Proverbs chapter 9. Proverbs chapter 9. And we're reading from the Message translation. She says, Lady Wisdom gives a dinner party. And this Wisdom, she likes to enjoy. Let me tell you, Wisdom likes better thing. She likes to throw galas and banquets. You know, we've heard before her, she was saying she's throwing a banquet. She wants to give a dinner. Now she gives a dinner party. Lady Wisdom has built and furnished her home. It's supported by 7 hewn timbers. The banquet meal is ready to be served, lamb roasted, wine poured out, table set with silver and flowers. So she would even make it convenient, conducive, endearing to you if you would only take a look. She's actually set the table. That boss in your office that you need to speak to is already there waiting. That neighbor who you need to approach is already there waiting. She has set the lines and the precepts. You just need to open the book to study which precepts to use. Having dismissed her serving maids, Lady Wisdom goes to town, stands in a prominent place, and then invites everyone within sound of her voice. She is constantly inviting us in. So don't think that Wisdom wants us out. I don't know why some of us, myself inclusive, we kind of had that thinking that the good things in life were reserved for a select few, or for them, for them. It wasn't for us. Wisdom is saying she goes out to prominent places, popular places, places with heavy traffic, and invites everyone within sound of her voice. Are you confused about life? You don't know what's going on? Come with me. Oh, come have dinner with me. So, who is confused in this place? What are you confused about? What part of your life, what part of the decisions you want to make in 2022? Wisdom is saying, come have dinner with me. Come sit with me. With me, we have searching for deep knowledge. With me, we have searching for deep knowledge. Oh, I hope it's a bit clearer now. Let's see. Oh, so sorry. I think that's about the best we can do. So sorry. We'll just make do with what we have here. Check if you can also blow it up on your screen. I'm not sure. Just try and see. Come have dinner with me. Remember, with me, I have discretion, I have fear of God, I have insights, I have life. So come have dinner with me. I have prepared a wonderful spread. Fresh baked bread. Fresh baked bread, roast lamb, carefully selected wines. Leave your impoverished confusion and leave. Come alive. Walk up the street to a life with meaning. Walk up the street to a life with meaning. Wisdom is saying to us, if you want a life with meaning, leave that place of impoverished confusion and come up to live, really live, have a fantastic life that has meaning. If your life is going to have meaning, Joyce, you're going to need to sit with wisdom constantly. You will sit with wisdom constantly. You will sit with wisdom constantly to give you the insight to where you ought to be, the next point, the next step. You need to sit with her. So, how many of us here want lives with meanings in 2022? Lives with meaning in 2022 and beyond. Oh, Alabi Israel, thank you so much for that. I think I should even show your comment so that anybody else who needs this information can use it. right? Thank you. So if you want meaning, you need to find the right knowledge. So for example, Alabi Israel just talked about something that I had no clue. Adjust the resolution or quality of viewing, just tap the three. So somebody somewhere knows the solution. This is not the time, place, or nobody wants to live an impoverished life of saying I don't know. You see that phrase, that short phrase, that short sentence? Don't let it stay with you in 2022. Oh, how do we get it? I mean, I don't know. Sometimes we say it like a thing of pride. Like, I don't know. I'm proud that I don't know. I don't know. Rather say, let me find out. Let me look for one Alabi Israel to ask. Let me look for one Chidima or one Ogechi or Aluya. Somebody will know. And I won't stop asking until I have asked at least 15 people. Somebody will know. Of course, there is still Google, depending on what it is you're trying to seek. So yesterday at my event, we were trying to recognize a few people in the room, and somebody would come in. There was a lady I had been told to stand by. They said, oh, she knows everybody coming in, so she would give you insight. When this person comes in, please recognize them. When that person comes in, well, fantastic. So there were a number of people who came in and she didn't know who they were, and she said, okay, I think this person is chairman something something. I will Google it immediately, and we'll see, that name and that face are different from what we're seeing here. Okay, let's ask this person. At the point, I was like, why are we even stressing? I said, the person is sitting right there. Walk up. Good evening, sir. You're welcome. Please, how may I would like to know who you are so I can introduce you properly. Oh, simple. This is my card. Take. Sometimes we stress ourselves. Sometimes we stress ourselves. The persons were sitting right there. A woman came in and she sat on a table that was like, I thought that table was reserved for governors. In fact, where she was sitting, that chair, that seat was labeled governor. So I asked this first person, who is she? They don't know. This person, I don't know. I don't recognize her. And with the mask. So I went to her. I said, ma'am, you're welcome. Nice to see you. How may I introduce you? And she introduced herself as the wife of a governor. I was like, oh, okay. Nice to see you. Wrote her name. And by the time I told him, oh, she's the one. Okay, let's even go and greet her. It's problem solved. In 2022, ask, sit with wisdom, ask. She's saying, come sit with me. Walk up the street to a life with meaning by sitting with me, asking the right questions, doing the right things with me, and doing things right. Verse 7 to 12 says, if you reason with an arrogant cynic, you'll get slapped in the face. Now, some people will not argue. In fact, you know what? Let's search for the meaning of the word cynic. Cynic meaning. A person who believes that people are motivated purely by self-interest rather than acting for honorable or unselfish reasons. Now, in 2022, you're going to want to do some things that will be honorable. And a few people around you will say to you, what's your motive? Why are you doing this? These questions you're asking, is it because you want to come and take our job? You want them to promote you above us? And you're like, no, I just want to know so that I can do a better job. That's how it starts. Next thing now, this person speaking might be one of your superiors. Next thing now, you want to come and take my job. All these women empowerment, all these youths are the future. You people will not rest and wait for your time. Some of us have been here for 88 years. You've just come in for 6 years. The next thing you want to come and be doing a protocol to take our work. That's a cynic. That's somebody who believes that others are motivated purely by self-interest. And guess what? Many times people who are cynical are themselves motivated by self-interest. So they see the world as who they are, not as you are. So don't try to argue with people like that. Don't try to argue with people like that. They will not get you. They won't agree with you. They will just not, they won't just believe. Let me try change my network and see. Just give me a moment, please. Let me see if this next one will be better. I'm hoping it will be better now. I'm hoping so. Else, please just hold on through. It will get better. It will pick up again. Sometimes these glitches happen. It will pick up. It will pick up. Whew. So people may not just or just not trust. They may not trust what you're doing. They may not trust you. Wisdom is saying, don't bother arguing with them. Don't bother arguing with them. Just do your work. Do what you ought to do. If you reason with an arrogant, now there is even a qualification to the cynic or to the type of cynic, arrogant cynic, you get slapped in the face. Confront bad behavior and get a kick in the shins. So don't waste your time on a scoffer. All you get for your pains is abuse. But if you correct those who care about life, that's different. They'll love you for it. Save your breath for the wise, they'll be wiser for it. Tell good people what you know, they'll profit from it. Now, is wisdom saying we should absolutely avoid those people who are cynics or scoffers? Maybe not. She's also just saying that be prepared. If you confront them, if and when you confront them, you will fall into challenges. Can everybody hear me? Can you hear me? Please let me know if you can hear me. She's just saying, prepare yourself. There are some people you would try to reason with and you will be hurt. So just know ahead of time so that should it happen, you'll be like, okay, well, I was warned. But if you are also reasoning with people who, thank you, oh, thank you very much. I'm happy to see all this. Thank you. You can hear me. Great. Oh, yes. If you're happy, if you're speaking to people who love life, who are happy about correction, they'll love you for it. Save your breath for the wise. They'll be wiser for it. So be observant. Notice people who might be willing and open to the kind of wisdom you have so that you don't always find yourself arguing, which is one challenge that some of us have had in the past. We were trying to enforce good. So we're trying to speak to everybody and get them to change and transform with us. And some would resist. Wisdom is foolhardy to keep fighting. Rather, look for those who are already in the space and want it. Now, my interpretation to this is you might need to spend time in developing and building relationships because some people will not listen to you until they relate well with you. You remember that person who was like your enemy when you started on this job? Or do you remember in secondary school when you switched classes or you switched schools or when you came into a new place? There were some people who weren't very friendly. In fact, you thought you were all on opposite sides. But the more you related, the better friends you became. And after a while, you realize that in fact you were besties, you were buddies. In fact, some of the best friends you have started out on relationships on a footing that you you would never have believed would transform into the relationship you have now, right? You seem to have been on opposite sides of the table. So Imagine if we're more intentional about developing good, healthy, respectful relationships and relations, what can grow, how we can transform. Sometimes we meet people and they're somewhat nasty. On my job as a master of ceremonies, I have at several times had to work with co-MCs who were, for lack of a better term, badly behaved. It's obvious they felt threatened, so they came with the Of course, more often than not, they've been more experienced than myself, been on the job longer. And of course, I have this younger look. So many times people don't even know that I am as old as I am. They feel, oh, who is this small girl? In fact, I've heard people say, who is this small girl? I've been sent to an event. I was recommended for an event years ago. And when the convener of the event came out, she was like, oh my goodness, why did they send me this small girl? Oh my goodness. So she called the person who recommended me and said, which kind of picking will you send to me? My event has mature people. So that one was like, would I send somebody to you who doesn't know what she's doing? That girl is blah, 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 blah. She was going on. So the woman was on the phone. Oh my God, let me make other calls. If I can see some, we're about 30 minutes away from the event or an hour. The event is about to start in an hour. Which kind of small picking be this? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, all I was saying is, God block all he does. Let no mature somebody be available. And when it was time for the event, got on the stage, picked the microphone, did my thing. The woman, shockingly, not all clients would do that, but I gave her kudos. She apologized at the end of the day. She was like, I underrated you. Just looking at you, you look so young. I couldn't tell what you could do. Oh, wow. Thank you. And I'm so sorry. I'm sure my behavior must have thrown you off balance for a bit. Yes, it did. But thankfully, I was able to bring myself back, right? And I had wisdom to help me. So, my point to us is when you meet that person initially and they seem to have a wall, don't let the wall stop you. Just like the lady who shared her testimonial yesterday with me, the wall was the amount of money she had to pay, but she still went to negotiate terms. So negotiate terms. That person who doesn't want to speak with you, negotiate terms. Don't force your friendship on them. Come subtly. Hello, madam. Hello, Mr. Chidi, Madam Chidima. Oh, Mr. Atto. Oh, Madam Atto. Hi, Augustine. Good morning. How are you today? I hope you rested well last night. Is there anything I can help you with today? I just wanted to say thank you for the remark you made when we were at the meeting on this. I think that helped me get clarity on this, that, and the other. Thank you. Oh, have a great day. If you need anything, please call me. So that's you negotiating terms. Oh, ma'am, thank you for the privilege. You're not being subservient. You are being wise in penetrating into their space. You're being wise in penetrating into their space. Remember, okay, for those who don't know, I changed cities. I'm now in Abuja. So please, people should speak to Abuja Network to help me. I'm sure it will pick up. It's fluctuating a bit. It will pick up. So just don't worry. Just stay focused, please. Please, just stay focused. It will come back, please. Negotiate terms. You will say to yourself, I'm going to stay warm toward them, regardless what they say to me and how they treat me. I will treat them on my terms. I will refuse to be nasty. I won't pay them back in their own coin. In fact, this week, I had such an experience. This week. I mean, this week. The person I was to work with came up with that attitude again. And so I start smiling. Anything you tell me to do, I will do. I'm just going to sit down here. I said, okay, sit. I'll tell you this. And I played along with her on my terms. And after a while, guess what she did? She was like, what else do you do? Oh, how long have you been doing this? Oh, you're pretty good. The way you went up there and maneuvered, you seem pretty good. I said, oh, she said, so how long have you been doing this? I said, oh, it was 14 years last month. Oh, 14 years. said, oh yes, so this is something I really love. Oh, what's your background? I said, oh, I studied this in school. I didn't do much with it. At least I got an education. Oh yeah, oh that's nice. And then she began to open up. I was looking for the opportunity to mention that I had a 19-year-old son. You know, that part is always the part that just, I said, let me just respect myself. No, let me just be respecting myself here. But I'm going to work with her again soon, and I will find a way on my terms. Sometimes the only way to bring it, to make that relationship seamless on your terms, is to do a fantastic job, an undeniably amazing job. You see, nobody can really argue with good work. So don't be afraid to shine. Remember, we talked about this, was this on day 3 or so? Don't be afraid to shine. You are a city set on hill. Don't cover your light because somebody forgot their sunglasses at home. No, come full blast, all the wattage, white light, yellow light, all at once. It's impossible. Those are the terms you should always show up with smiles, with humility, but shine. You see this thing called shining? You don't need, I'm looking out the window right now. You don't need to wait till 7 a.m. to know that it's daybreak. The sun is already coming up. You can't argue with that. If somebody says, Joyce, look outside, money don't knock, they don't break. You guys say, he's looking. No, I can see the sun already. It's coming up. It's not as bright as noon, but it's coming up. So nobody can really argue with light. So win on your terms and win with light. Go and study how to win over a difficult person. If you will Google it even right now, you will see pointers. What to do, how to reach. Just, I think the point has been made. Win on your terms, win with light. Let's proceed. She said, save your breath for the wise. They'll be wiser for it. Tell good people what you know, they'll profit from it. Skilled living, please take note. Skilled living gets its start in the fear of God. The fear of God is that place of wanting to do things that make God happy, wanting to get along with other people on your terms, winning with light. That's where it begins. Skilled. He didn't say just living. You see, what we've been talking about all these past few minutes is skilled living, learning when to speak, when to keep quiet, watching and observing people's body language, tones. You know, skilled living starts in the fear of God. Insight into life from knowing a holy God. Look at the word, the meaning of the word holy. I think we did this last year when we were studying this point. You see, that's one of the things I love about WISER. Repetition, the law of deep and lasting impression, helps you remember some of the things you may have forgotten, bring to your memory so that you can make better decisions. Somebody said they don't like motivational speakers. Motivational speakers, what's that thing they call them now? Say, aspire to perspire. Don't fall into the trap of those people who say, oh, this perspire to aspire people. You do need to aspire. And you need to aspire to desire, to refire, to magbire. You need it. And guess what? You need it every day. Because yesterday you got to the office, there was one person who was challenging to you. Yesterday you got on your business, one client did something. So every day you need to aspire to want to do more. In fact, guess what? Motivation is like brushing your teeth. You can't say you won't brush your teeth today because you brushed yesterday, even if you brushed last night. I brushed my teeth last night, but I woke up this morning and my mouth wasn't smelling so fresh anymore. Guess what? We had to brush again. That's what motivation is like. You do need to perspire. Sometimes it will cost you sweat and blood, but you will stay there. So it's okay to listen to any message that will encourage you to aspire. How did I get there? I wanted to talk about repetition being the law of deep and lasting impression. Sometimes you need to hear something again and again until it becomes you. What does holy mean? Dedicated or consecrated to God for a religious purpose. Dedicated or consecrated. Why did I want to check the meaning of this word? Because wisdom said, insight, skilled living gets its start in the fear of God, insight into life from knowing a holy God, the God who loves people who can be separated for him, consecrated, who are dedicated, people who are committed to doing things his way. It's through me, Lady Wisdom, that your life deepens and the years of your life ripen. Lively, live wisely, and wisdom will permeate your life. Mock life, and life will mock you. The other day, I talked about how political structures are built. I talked about, I used, what's her name? Efun Girl, and how Efun Girl started to grow. Wisdom and the expression of wisdom will sometimes be tiring or seem grueling. Yesterday, I was listening to Oprah. So, yes, I try to listen to motivation every now and again. In fact, there was a time I listened to a motivational talk every single day. I still try to listen to something, if it's just for 1 minute. Jim Rohn remains my all-time favorite. I love him. I love him so much. Jim Rohn of blessed memory. Jim. Let me write his name here for those who might want to listen to him. He's funny. He's like me. I hear myself in him sometimes. I love his expressions. So Jim Rohn, I love to listen to Jim Rohn. Yesterday, I listened to Oprah. I don't listen to her very often, but every time I do, I get inspired. And she was talking about how she has never been in a place of being depleted, but she has been exhausted. Why? Because she does what makes her happy. So sometimes you work 22 hours a day. There are times you even work 24. There have been times when you are awake 24 hours. And by the time you finally fall on your bed, you're actually happy because everything you have done, though exhausted, was what, or though exhausting, was what you wanted to do. I know people here feel me. So, is it possible that you get into that space in your life where you commit your energies to doing the things you really want to do so that when you are perspiring, it's not perspiration of hardship, it's perspiration of investment. In the perspire to aspire, it's better to perspire in what you really want. I want this job. They've told me if I stay here for the next 6 years and do XYZ, I will get it. So you are on it every single day. You're showing up, you're attending the courses, you're learning what you should learn. You're learning what you should learn. Guess what? You're perspiring to aspire to that place, but you are not despondent because it is what you really want. Why some people get frustrated is that they are perspiring in a place that they got just because that's the job. They were just looking for work. Any work, shewa, any work. And they say, oh, there's one marketing work here, one sales work here, there's one admin work here, one project manager work here, one PA work here. I say, okay, how much do they pay? You see, it was not about, do I like it? What am I going to achieve? How much do they pay? And they said they'll pay 100K a month. Okay, at least let's start there. We can manage it at least at all, nine be witchcraft. So let's just start there. So you get there and you start perspiring. You don't like the job, you don't like the people, you don't like the business they do. You think it's even demeaning because they work in a factory and nobody has what do you call it, protective equipment, protective gear. They don't give you masks, but you need to show up every day, so you're not happy. Then you now hear one message, perspire to aspire. Make you hear me. You're not perspiring in the right place. That's your issue. See, that's why the thing is paining your ball there. People who are perspiring. I think the point has been made. In 2022, let's come back to why we are here. Wisdom for 2022. In 2022, would I be in the space of any work, or would I be in the space of I am doing what I want to do? It may not look like it right now, but I know if I stay here and do ABC, I will get there. In 2007, when I decided I wanted to be a full-time master of ceremonies and within 10 years become a known name in the industry amongst the top 3 searched women in my space, it was like, are you okay? People said it to me. Nobody becomes an MC as a job. It's what you do as a hobby. You're an MC as a hobby. You can't say it's your full-time job. Go and get a shop. I remember a friend of mine told me, Joyce, if it's the money, I will give you part of the money to pay for a shop and set up something. You know, this is your makeup business. At least you can make it bigger. Who told you my makeup? My makeup business was a scaffold. A scaffold is a temporary structure that is used to get ahead whilst building the permanent structure. You put up a scaffold when you want to paint or when you want to deck or when you want to plaster. And when you are done, you pull down the scaffold. Some of us now call it side hustle, a term I despise. I personally do not like it because I'm a person who gives meaning to word. If you see, I always search meanings of word. Hustle. Let's check that, the meaning of hustle. Yeah, hustle meaning. Push roughly, obtain illicitly or by forceful action, a state of great activity. In all of this, I didn't see meaning. I didn't see purpose. Just push roughly. I didn't look. If my makeup business was not pushing roughly, it was me intentionally doing a business that came easy to me, that I could use to make money to support myself while building my MC career. That's not a hustle. Well, I'm very intentional about words and I have no apologies for it whatsoever. So I don't use words I don't mean. I'm not a hustler. So I don't have a side hustle. I have a scaffold that is intentionally being used for a purpose, and I will drop it when it is time. In 2022, if you're not razor sharp focused, you will fall. So don't look for any side hustle, any work. Where is it happening? Okay, they say it's ushering work now. There's no less. Do you like to usher? If you like ushering, you can decide that that will be your scaffold. But don't pick it if you don't like it. You can't see yourself doing it enjoyably because you want to. Hustle? There's no hustling in 2022, and I don't really care who uses the term. I just think it's confusing. So it makes people fall into the trap of just trying to struggle. Nobody is trying to struggle. We're going through phases and layers. You cannot jump into primary 6 from nursery 1. No way. You will go through nursery 1, 2, 3, then primary 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes they can give you double promotion from primary 4 to primary 6, but not from nursery 1 now. Who does that? So don't tell me that you're going from nursery 1 to primary 4 is struggling. No, you are going through the ranks, climbing the rungs of the ladder. That's not hustling. That's intentional growth. It takes time. You can't tell me because you're tired, you're pregnant in month 3, you want to give birth. What will you give birth to? A living, breathing, thriving child? No, that child will very likely die. That's because you are tired. You're in month 6. You just say, I beg you, people should just come and bring out this baby. You don't do it. The hustle is too much. You wait 9 months. Most times, if it happens at 7 months, they will say it's premature. The baby was preterm and has to be taken care of in a certain way, put in an incubator. Hopefully, she would make it through or he will make it through. If the baby crosses 8 months, okay, she could, what's the word? She could be viable. She could thrive. You don't get tired of being pregnant in month 4 and say it's enough. People should bring the baby out. Nah, that's where people now start saying perspiring. I'm struggling through. It's just what it is. You wait 9 months. That's the time it takes. That's the time it takes, ma'am. So you go to the hospital, doctor, I'm tired, my back is hurting, my chest, I have chest burn. Oh, see, my nose is swollen, my legs are swollen. Doctor, what can we do? You say, madam, what we can do is in the morning you get up, you walk, take dry crackers to help you with the vomiting. Use extra pillows to support your back because these are the processes that some people go through on their way to giving birth. That's all we can do. We can give you Avomine. We can tell you to drink, put ice chips in your mouth. We can tell you to avoid any spicy and peppery food. We can tell you to avoid sugar, excess sugar. We can tell you to do this and that, but we can't tell you to remove the baby. You're just 4 months to go. Please wait. So don't go crying to everybody. Me, I'm just hustling. I'm just here suffering. Every day I'm just suffering, waking on back pain. No, tell them, I'm going through the process to have a baby. I'm 4 months to go. Oh, I'm 4 months to go. Gratefully, I've made it through the past 5 months. I am 4 months to go. Oh, madam, why are you looking so tired? It's part of the process. I have 4 months to go. The baby is growing. Oh, she's kicking. Oh, he's kicking so well. Oh, I went to the scan yesterday. Oh, I went and they checked the heartbeat was so strong. That's why I'm looking this tired. It's taking a toll on me, but guess what? She's about to be born. Give me 4 months. For some of you, it's give me 4 years. For some of you, it's give me 5 years. For some of you, it's give me 10 months. But nobody's here hustling. We're pregnant. We're not hustlers. What we are is we are pregnant. And pregnancy has its rules and guidelines. So start some pregnancy yoga. I'm pregnant. I'm not sick. I get belly. Even though sometimes they look so much alike. Like when I was pregnant, I was so sickly. I had headaches, back pain, once in a while, fever. I was not sick. I was pregnant. There's nothing wrong with you. Some people say, but you're Nancy, you're always walking. To bestie. You didn't walk morning, afternoon, night. You know they tire. I get belly. That's your answer to them. I get belly. My belly I carry so. So someone, sometimes you feel bad because someone would point out to you how much you are hustling. You're working so hard. This your hustle. It make it pay. You say, give me 4 months, I go born. Now belly I get. No be suffer, they suffer. The any pain where I get now just because na consequence of the belly. Be so clear as to where you are going. You can't miss it. Part of the slogan for 2022 will be I get belly. You know the rest, na belly I get. You know they sleep, I carry belly. And everybody belly na different time they go born. Some people they go born quick because na 3 children and they carry triplets. So at 7 months, doctor will say, let's bring the babies out and keep them in the incubator. So because you can't carry them much longer. Or like my friend who had 4 plets. 4 plets, quadruplets. They brought them out. early enough so she could be okay. And they watched them, they monitored them. They were in the hospital for some time. Now, someone like that will have the babies, but will be in the hospital for 3 months. I think they were in the hospital for about 2, 3 months. And someone will say, hey, yeah, I don't know what we should pray for them. Or maybe not something we should do, we make them stay hospital. No, now for picking where she born. She and you no be the same. You born one, she born four. Comparing themselves with themselves, they are not wise. In 2022, you know what you are birthing. So you might give birth and be in the place of being nursed. You're in the hospital. Person can't tell you, say, what thing they do for this hospital? Other people, your mate don't born go. You and that woman will born the same day. She don't reach out, state. She no born 3. Me, I born 3. Doctor, they look me. No be hustle that they hustle here. Now 3 children where I born. I just born. I born 3. So another slogan be, I just born. You give birth and you actually need antenatal no, not antenatal. What do you call it? What do you call the break when you have a baby? Maternal leave or paternal leave, which is applicable right now. And someone say, no, people know they see you again. Since you started your business, they know they see you. I just born. When person just born, most times you go their house, they take care of the pikin for the first few months, right? Before you go back to work. Now they even give men the paternal leave. Go home, stay for some time. Say now, wow, only you they do work. Nobody they see you again. No, they even show for Instagram. No, they like my comments again. I just born. For this, I just born. I day house. I they do maternal leave. I they do paternal. I just born. So know where you are on your journey. For some of you, you just started this your new project in 2022. That's not the time to go visiting everybody. People will try to make you feel bad. Now, wow, not only you they do business, nobody they see you again. I just born. Or I get belly. As simple as that. I'm not hustling. I just know where I am on the chart, on the calendar. I know where I am. I think the clarity of this is what someone here needed for 2022. As simple as that. Let's try and wrap up what wisdom is saying to us for today. Oh, wisdom is she's very big on this. She's been she's been warning us for days about the prostitute who's calling out. Now there's this other woman, Madam Prostitute, brazen, empty-headed, frivolous, spending everything, just misbehaving. She sits on the front porch of her house on Main Street. And as people walk by minding their own businesses, she calls out, are you confused about life? You don't know what's going on? Still off with me. I'll show you a good time. Now, you see, Madam Prostitute behaves very much like Madam Wisdom. She actually goes out to make calls just like Wisdom is making calls. So be careful, little ears, who you listen to. Be careful, little ears, who you listen to. Still off with me. I'll show you a good time. I get belly. No be good time I define right now. I need where to put my legs on top a pillow. I need to sit down somewhere and put my legs on a pillow. Not quite a good time. So be careful who you listen to. This thing they say I need, is it really what I need? Check it again. Double check, ask. Remember, pan for it like you're panning for gold. No one will ever know. That's where the problem is. Secrecy. What's the name of that movie? There was this movie. Then the guy said, if it's elite and it's secret at the same time, it's not good. There was this movie about young boys in university, an American movie. Anyway, if I get it, I'll say. No one will ever know. I'll give you the time of your life. You see that thing? Anything in secret. Just come. Let me show you road, but no one will ever know. Be careful. That no one will ever know. But they don't know about the skeletons in her closet. They don't know that the last set of people who went in to learn from her ended up in hell. No. Be careful. Joyce, be careful. Call your name. Say, be careful. Joyce, be careful who you listen to. Now, I know that Not everyone, let me just go there. In our climb, a lot of people don't like to say how far gone they are when they're pregnant. If you see a woman, oh, you're pregnant, how many months? I should like, it's our culture. There is this culture about, there's something about it shrouded in secrecy that if you tell them now, you don't know who be who. This is where personally I say, let your let your faith be your faith. I will not tell you how far gone I am because I'm afraid what you could do to me. I may decide not to tell you how far gone I am because I don't think it's your business. Is that okay? But not because I'm afraid. Motive, cause, what is underlying is important to note. Cheers. What is underlying is important to note. So it might not be secret, but it's private. I used to say this to my son a lot, telling him the difference between what is private and what is secret. So sometimes he'll come and ask me then, Mom, is this a secret? And I'll say, no, that's private. Okay. Is this private? Yes, that's private. It's not a secret. You can tell people, but you don't have to tell people. Now, when something has to be a secret, why? Use your 5 Ws. Why is it a secret? Is it because we are protecting someone's interests for a good thing? Now, some secrets are important. Some things are important to be kept secret until a point. So all I'm saying is the fact that it's secret itself is not necessarily the issue, is why is it secret? Just check. Just check. Just check. Why is it secret? And who am I listening to? When is the time for me to divulge this information of mine? If I talk about my plans now, would it be too premature? What do I need to do before I am able to tell the world about this? Sometimes you will need to work in privacy, in privacy, or in secrecy for a season, just because you don't want voices that would discourage you when your heart is not ready. So sometimes you will separate yourself. You started doing the work already. Who was it I saw recently where she said when she changed her jobs or so, she told nobody until she had done the job for almost a year before she told people, because they're like, you left this for this? I think she left to what it seemed like a job that paid less and all, but it was because it was in line with her career trajectory. She needed the experience of this job that seemed less in prestige. And because remember, we started with talking about the scoffer at the beginning of this chapter today. She didn't want any scoffing. She didn't want anybody scoffing, and she didn't want anybody discouraging her. So she changed her job and kept it private slash secret. And when she had been there for a while and settled steady, she now told family members, oh, what about this job? Oh, I moved. Oh, it's 1 year already. What? At that time, it's already 1 year. It's already 1 year. And so it was time to show forth. Even Mary, when she was pregnant with Jesus, was told to go somewhere to keep, because if she didn't, she might have faced bigger challenges here or there. Are you with me? So I'm trying to strike a balance for all of us so that nobody runs with the message of, oh, it has to be secret, or oh, it should not be secret. No. Use your 5 Ws and 1 H. Use your insight. Ask the questions. No two situations will exactly be the same or be exactly the same. No two circumstances might need exactly the same remedies. Check. Ask, check. Is my situation for secrecy for this time or no? Sometimes You get belly, you don't want to go out, not because you're trying to keep it secret, but because you're a bit sickly. Every smell irritates you. When you go out, once you smell somebody's perfume, you want to vomit. When you smell somebody's body odor, you want to throw up. So you rather just stay at home and crush unzu, because that's the only unzu. People know unzu, white chalk, the one you eat. I think in Edo they call it ere. That's the smell that you can tolerate at that time. So you can't be going, you don't want to go everywhere holding your unzu. So you rather just stay home, crush unzu in your hand, and be smelling it. In fact, for some people, you will rub the unzu on your face and lick it small, because that's the smell you can tolerate. That's not you trying to hide in secrecy. That's just you trying to remedy your situation per time. So you are home to smell your unzu. Is it making sense? So determine what's keeping you where and when in 2022, when you want to be home and when you want to be out, and then do it with your full chest. It is my desire that you win. On Sunday, when we had the Q&A, we talked about building courage and confidence. Very briefly, I shared one slide from the Courage and Confidence webinar that we taught in 2021. If you missed the Sunday session, what date was that? Please find it here on the YouTube channel. And what? It was 1 hour. In fact, I think we were 50 something minutes. Well, it was 1 hour. Any free 1 hour, just look at it. If you missed it, you might see something that would help you close a confidence gap, a courage gap that you need in 2022. My joy will be to see you win. When we started out WISER was a paid program. I mean, it takes a lot to get up, but it was supposed to be low entry. So WISER was always going to be a cheap ticket. Last year, it was a 1,300. It was as if we were just saying, just show commitment, just pay to show commitment, right? This year, we made it 2,006, and we had agreed WISER would never be more expensive than 5,000 naira. We just want people to commit. And then someone came along this year and said, what's your vision for WISER? We said we wanted to reach 5,000 people in 2021 WISER. Okay, how many had registered? We said, okay, we had started inching closer to 1,000. And she said, I will sponsor the other 4,000. So for us, it was all our dreams come true. Let's put it on a platform where we can actually reach thousands, hopefully hit the 5,000 mark before or by the 31st of December. And even beyond. For example, last year, the 1,000 mark was hit toward the end of December. We kept building, people kept registering and joining the closed Facebook group. And people kept joining till sometime in February, they would join and people were still commenting. There are times in March, I would see people commenting on WISER because they were there watching the videos and, going through it. So this lady's, her proposition was in line with our goal, our vision. I said, okay. So we said, okay, open it up. But guess what? With what we've seen, we're like, you know what? Going forward, it will be a free event. We'll keep it here on YouTube and use it to be our one way to be a part of enriching somebody's life for the next year. I know too much to keep all this knowledge to myself. God will ask me what I did with it. The things I am teaching, many of them I have known for years already, because there was a time in my life I studied Proverbs every single day and I did it month in, month out, month in, month out. So I saw myself grow in relationships, business, because I was operating in some of these things. So I know it. So it was not okay, what can I teach? What can I teach? No, it was, God, how can I teach this proverb that I know, this wisdom that I don't claim to be the wisest. I don't claim to have gotten there, but I know a lot. And if I practice more, some things just take time. The more you practice, the more results you will see. You just have to keep practicing. So we decided to stay. So my desire in life is that you will take these things you have learned and pay forward to someone else. Imagine if somebody called me to say, oh, in what month has 31 days next year? March has 31, July has 31, August. Someone calls me and says, hey, I want to host an event where I will teach Proverbs for 31 days next year. I want you to be one of my speakers. Do you think I'll be angry with that person? I will be your speaker. I will come one day and be one of your speakers, because that's me seeing you as paying it forward to the world. Imagine if 6 million Nigerians have this information, then 60 million and are able to practice. Do you know what will happen to our country? So I'm happy to share. So I've seen a number of people ask about Abuja. So guess what? Tomorrow is Friday. My event should be over about 3, 4 p.m. How about we hang out tomorrow evening? Where's that place that will take all of us? I'm sure we're up to 10 of us. Everybody hold your own money to eat your food. Where's that place? We went to some place in Jabi last time, somewhere upstairs. It was an open space. But please make all the suggestions to the official line. Please do it privately. Don't put it on the group. We don't want it to become rowdy. Let's hang out tomorrow evening, okay? Wiserians, Wiser Nations, let's hang out tomorrow evening. And by God's grace, if I'm in Lagos again before the end of the year, we'll hang out in Lagos. And in any other city that I am, by the grace of God, we'll just make out that time to hang out. And what gifts can I come along with? Well, till tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, we'll talk about it again. Please, Abuja people, just find each other, make the suggestions, and agree where we are meeting tomorrow. Somewhere, well, everywhere is kind of central, somewhere that can take all of us, and where the food is not too far stretching, where we can all afford. Edo State, you know that, but you know, Aluya, you know that we are gonna see. I love you all. I wish you the best. I wish you a great day. Thank you for taking yourself seriously. Thank you so much for growing in 2022. Please pay it forward. Let someone else be a beneficiary of what you have experienced here. All right. I love you. Have a great day. Thank you so much for being with me today. I'm so glad that you are here. But before you go, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and click on the bell icon to get notifications every time I post a new video.
Let it in, let it in. Let well-being in. Let it in, let it in. Let well-being in. Let it in, let it in. Let clarity in. Let it in, let it in. Let clarity in. Let it in, let it in. Let abundance in. Let it in, let it in. Let abundance in. Let it in, let it in. Let all that I want in. Let it in, let it in. Let all that I want in. Let it in.